All right, so I have watched the 5th episode of the Halo series. I've reviewed all 4 episodes so far, and I'm gonna keep reviewing them. So if you want to get more reviews and more thoughts of this show, make sure you're watching me live on Twitch to talk about it. Come chat with me if you're not watching this right now, or come to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel to catch all the reviews of each Halo the series episode. Now, I will say, I have not been enjoying this. I mean, it's hard to say I've not been enjoying it because I'm still watching it, right? So I am getting something out of it. But I have been very, I would say, distraught by some of the showrunners' decisions and the characterizations, especially the lack of any real plot. The characters have just kind of been middling about and not really doing much of anything, to be honest. Where did my music go? Here we go. Restart it. This episode, the 5th episode, was probably the best episode since the premiere, in my opinion. And that's because we got some action. You know, there is a battle here between the humans and Covenant. The humans, spoilers, guys, you know, are getting this second artifact that we spent the last 4 episodes looking for, or 3 episodes, whatever, that Master Chief magically knows where it is because of his childhood memories. Stupid. But anyway, we're extracting it, and then the Covenant find the humans doing this and attack. They basically roll the humans, and we do get to see the Spartans fighting the Covenant. We did finally get to see other Covenant species. So we saw the Jackals, which I thought were really, really good. The Jackals were pretty menacing with their shields, and they also had a little like miniature energy swords, which I thought was actually that I'm cool with them taking that liberty. Kind of makes sense. They're a little faster, more agile enemies. They got their shields. They got their little energy blades. I was fine with that. Totally fine with that. The grunts, I thought, they looked okay. They didn't. A grunt jacked a warthog at one point, which was kind of stupid. I don't know. Grunts are always going to be silly. I mean, they're kind of meant to be silly. But the Jackals looked menacing. There were no sniper Jackals, but another one of the cooler moments of the episode, I thought, was when they showed a Jackal that had been like blown in half, and it was like pulling itself along. And I will say that the grittiness and violence in some of these battles in this show, I do think it's been good, and I think it shows. They're doing a good job showing like the brutality of the Covenant, I think, and of the Spartans as well, because Master Chief kind of went nuts and pounded an elite relentlessly here. We also saw a brute for the first time, and I'm hearing a lot of people speculate that brute was Atriox, prominently featured in Halo Wars 2 and Halo Infinite, you know, new antagonist of the series basically in Halo Infinite. Again though, my biggest problem so far with this show continues to be the characterization. Master Chief removes his own pellet, and they question it, and he's got these emotions now. Kai, the female Spartan with the pink in her hair, does the same thing, and Master Chief immediately said, "Oh, you're suspended, you're not cleared for duty." And then they reinforce that by having her, I don't hate emotional characters, I would say they're not being very emotional. They're not really conveying a whole lot here. Suspends her from duty, which really goes nowhere because she starts fighting 5 minutes later. And she freezes up in battle. Kai freezes up in battle because she's removed her emotional suppression pellet. She sees a ton of people dying, and she just freezes up. Master Chief, of course, comes to her aid. I don't think she's dead, Frank. And goes off mission and basically causes the Covenant, the humans, to lose the artifact. The Covenant take it, and you know, he goes mano a mano with an elite, kills it, but then the brute drops down, sends Master Chief flying, and extracts the artifact. and then they eject the whatever human female who's on the side of the Covenant, who they refer to as blessed one or blessed one. I guess to try to plant her within the UNSC so she can destroy the UNSC from within. I guess that's the plan here. I know she said she was going to kill Master Chief. Again, I think her whole plot is going to be at the last second, she's going to realize the humans aren't really as bad as everybody says, and the Covenant was misleading her, and she's going to prevent the Halo from being fired or save humanity in a desperate moment, and then probably die. I don't know. I don't know what the plot is with her. The Covenant in the books and in the games would never allow a human amongst their ranks. They hate humans. The Banished allow some humans in their ranks, but the Covenant never did. So I really don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with that storyline. I still think. I don't know. They've done some weird things here, and this is established early on, where Miranda Keyes is the daughter of Captain Keyes and Dr. Halsey. That is not the case in, the rest of the Halo lore. Captain Keyes changes his mind within 5 minutes in this episode. He wants Miranda Keyes on the job to help with the project, and 5 minutes later he's like, get her out of here, like this isn't good. He's also seemingly complicit with knowledge of the Spartan program. He knows what was done to the children who were basically abducted from their families, replaced with clones, and turned into the Spartans that we know today. I gotta say, I really did not like the moment at all. Master Chief remembering this stuff because he's touching these Forerunner artifacts is so stupid. Every time this happens, I literally shake my head, and I can't stop myself from saying, this is dumb. It makes no sense why a Forerunner artifact would be restoring his childhood memories. And his reaction here this week, where he charges Halsey, a civilian. I mean, kind of. She's UNSC, and yes, she has lied to him and all the other Spartans and get that, but he goes to charge her and tries to he's like, if a Spartan punched her, she would just immediately die. He's gonna punch Halsey and screams, and then Cortana shuts him down, which I hate. She could shut him down. I hate that aspect of the show altogether. It makes him literally like a robot. He can be controlled by Cortana. I hate this. And the whole fact that it's so out of character for Master Chief. Master Chief doesn't rage at people and run like he's stoic and he's heroic and he's principled. And we haven't really seen anything from Master Chief in this show to establish why he is who he is, why he's why he's the UNSC basically considers him a hero above the other Spartans, why the Covenant referred to him as the demon and not just all Spartans as demons. It's Master Chief specifically is the demon, even though he hasn't destroyed Halo yet, which in the normal lore, that's kind of, if he had like a most wanted poster on his head from the Covenant, it would be because he was the Spartan that destroyed Halo. But they still already call him and only him demon. Some of the action was pretty cool. I like there when Master Chief did go ham, killing all those Covenant to save Kai. That was a good scene. I still think some of the CG looks wonky. The Banshees flying around didn't really look natural at all. It looked like something out of a, I don't know, bad sci-fi cable TV show. Cortana's voice also sounds like it's on a different audio track to me. I don't know why, but it cuts through the rest of the audio. It's a little weird. and the whole thing, it was one of the better episodes of the show. But we're now halfway through the season, and I'm sure pretty much all that's going to happen from here is, okay, the Covenant are going to lead us to Halo, and the season's going to end when everybody arrives at Halo. Now, a couple other weird things. We've still got this Quan and Soren storyline going on in the background, which fans are largely not happy with. It hasn't gone anywhere yet. It's these two marching through the desert at this point. And this week, Quan gets the drop on Soren, who's, remember, trained as a Spartan. He's not really a Spartan, quote unquote. But why does this guy only wear his chest piece, by the way? He should have his entire suit of armor. Why does he only wear his chest piece? It makes no sense to me. Anyway, she gets the drop on him, knocks him out, and at the last time we see them, she's contemplating shooting him in the head, which clearly she won't. But that whole scene was just stupid. He has not been a threat to her. In fact, he saved her. Yes, he also handcuffed her to a motorcycle. But the whole "I might kill this guy" was just so over the top. Something I also find odd is the planet that Master Chief and the other Spartans are on, and Madrigal, the planet that Quan and Soren are on, look exactly the same. They both look like they both got that like Martian-looking soil, just like deserts. So it's like, so you're gonna tell me that these planets just kind of look like this all of a sudden? And they're extracting this artifact, by the way, the humans are, and it's all like desert looking. When they were searching for this thing an episode or two ago, Master Chief and so on were originally in like a forest, almost like an earthen looking forest with grass and dirt and trees. And then once they find it, they're out in this weird Martian looking desert. It looks exactly like Madrigal, which I don't know. There's so many leaps in logic in this show that it's making it tough to stay like, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're like in it, when you're like immersed, it's tough to stay immersed in it. You know, I'm watching Outer Range right now on Amazon Prime with Josh Brolin, and there's 4 episodes out of that, and it's set in Wyoming, like, you know, like a very like Western looking environment, and it's got sci-fi elements, and the acting and the writing is all really good, and when you're watching it, you're immersed in it. Like the whole world is believable. And in this, the immersion is broke every 10 seconds, like every other scene, whether it be because of inconsistencies in the story or the characterizations, or just something that doesn't really fit the franchise, or the visuals, or the setting. It's the best I can describe it is odd. This episode, I think, was an improvement in many ways. There's a lot of different conflicts going on this show now with the different characters. But some of those conflicts do feel forced. They don't feel natural. And overall, it's just, I feel like if this is one of the best episodes so far, and I would say it's like a 6 out of 10, maybe. So, you know, we'll see where it goes, but I can't see this first season ending in any type of satisfactory way. I'm sure it's gonna set up the second season, but I feel like every single review is gonna be this way, and I apologize, but I just find myself going like, that's how I feel about it. But we'll see. I'm hopeful it can get better. I always will be hopeful. So subscribe to the channel if you want more of my reviews of the Halo series, and come chat with me about it on Twitch.